Hyde hesitated. Oh God, I don't believe I just missed whatever that was. Hyde hesitated, looking towards her. His mouth had opened slightly, as if to ask something, but he saw the tension in her eyes. Aaron looked back too, but 𝕎𝕚 had pulled her finger from her mouth, and he couldn't see past her smile. It's going to be hard for us to commit to that, I think, but keep us informed about what's happened, alright? I think about it, okay? I shall think. Alright, I won't press. I'm gonna get Kelsey here. Though surely we're a big enough campus. While Hyde made her small talk and walked Aaron out, 𝕎𝕚 stayed in front of the television and kept watching the broadcast. 𝕎𝕚𝕥 had tried to take Hyde away from her. She had feared 1,000 things, and many times he had calmed her fears, but back then she had been absolutely right. An intellectual part of her knew that it was a huge corporation manufacturing many common drugs. Not all of them were as ill-advised as Paxitine. Not every experiment was harmful, and not every employee could be as terrible as Miss Smith. Don't have to worry about her. Her head is a little bit off. It didn't matter. 𝕎𝕚 hated all of them. But she couldn't hack apart the entire corporation. Ha! Give her the spoon and she'll try. So she had no choice but to hope that something could be done. That was why she didn't mind people like Aaron so much. Thank you, 𝕎𝕚. They could be useful. Oh, using me. What a surprise. Maybe even this Francesca, but that didn't mean 𝕎𝕚 wanted her to come here, especially since she might bring attention from 𝕎𝕚𝕥. Was this what she had been fearing? That was why they couldn't get married. Not with an event like this looming in the future. Not while something could go wrong. All too soon, the broadcast moved on to the other subjects. Though the pharmaceutical giants were becoming increasingly important to everyday life, they were still usually ignored compared to the banal celebrity news. 𝕎𝕚 didn't care about that, since random foolish celebrities wouldn't attract Hyde's eye. She still moved to turn the television off, though. When she turned back, she discovered Hyde was watching her with concern. She had been aware that Aaron had left, of course, but that was at the periphery of her thoughts. Only now did she reflect on the amount of time that had passed. Are you worried about it? I'm just afraid something will happen. 𝕎𝕚𝕥 will be watching. Hyde approached and wrapped his arms around her. 𝕎𝕚 eagerly let herself rest against his chest. Maybe, but everyone will be watching. Francesca Kelsey is one of their main political opponents, so they have to know that anything around her will be scrutinized, even if Aaron gets her to come. I'm sure it will pass without incident. Oh, I get her to come, alright. God damn it. That was logical. It was probably true. And though 𝕎𝕚 cut and recut his sentence... What? Cut and recut his sentence a dozen different ways. She didn't discern any real affection. When he spoke the other woman's name, she was just a political figure working on an important cause. No more. She wasn't the threat. Jeez. I know, but the reminder has me feeling so stressed. I understand. Let's just get some sleep, okay? No! Too late. Oa realized... Why is it... What? Too late. Oa realized that she had worked against herself. Though she felt anxious and twitchy now, if he had initiated again, she would have happily welcomed it. Sex would have let her take her mind off everything else for a time. But now, it would just worry that she was only doing it for his sake, and as much as she tried to convince him otherwise, it might trouble him, and that always made things less enjoyable. Accepting the way things had gone, Oa smiled warmly at him and pulled them both towards the bedroom. Please hold me until I fall asleep. As they lay together, Oa curled up against his side. She began to feel calm again. Being near him always generated a deep warmth within her, and just laying in his arms like this was peaceful bliss. Maybe Hyde had been right not to have sex that night. Her love for him was deathless. Deathless. But she wasn't as perfect as he deserved. Sometimes her mind wouldn't cooperate. Jesus, on her past, got in the way. What she needed most now was to lie here with him together. For her, it was just another glorious element of their life together, and as John stroked her hair affectionately, she reminded herself that he was happy just to be like this as well. Smiling, Oa drifted to sleep. Jesus, thank God we're out the apartment, right? Oh God. No. Stretch. Okay. How long has it been? Okay. I wonder how much I got to edit now. The warehouse stretched forever in every direction. Stale white walls yawning towards eternity. In the centre of it, they were impossibly tiny, yet they were everything. Her memory of the scene played out again. Miss Smith having both of them trapped, trying to turn them against each other. In real life, she had fought back. Hyde had helped her and trusted her even at her worst, and they had escaped. But this time, instead of using an injection to cause him pain, Miss Smith began removing her clothes. She cast a mocking smile and then slid into John's lap, pressing herself against his chest. He struggled, but he was bound too tightly to do anything as Lizzie tore out of the dream and found herself bolt upright in bed. She had snagged her knife from its place and her chopstick from her place and held it in front of her, gleaming in the moonlight. It took her a moment to come back to herself, to realize that it had been a dream. Hyde was laying beside her, coming awake as he realized how upset she was. There was no fear in his eyes, but she could see the deep concern there. Oa, are you alright? I'm fine, Hyde. Just a bad dream. She gave him a beaming smile and set the chopstick aside casually. But her the music. But her acting wasn't good enough. There were still those lines of concern on his face. It was wonderful that he had come to know her better, but that meant she couldn't keep herself from being a burden to him. It can be hard to shake those off. Come here and rest, Oa. Though she wanted to pretend that everything was alright, she couldn't resist his soothing voice. Oa curled up next to him again, resting her head on his chest. It did feel wonderful, pushing aside the remembrance of the dream, but this wasn't how it was supposed to be. Welcome back, Oa. How did you get your water?
I ate I ate omelette.
You ate what? You ate all the what?
Omelette.
Omelette?
And then had a water, and then I'm like, hello.
Well, you missed quite a lot.
I was gonna say, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? No.
What did he say? Well, you missed me reading badly because I was trying not to laugh, and then there were some words that wouldn't. I knew what it was saying, but my words wasn't coming out right. So that's some stuff you missed.
What?
Could he hear me the whole time, by the way?
Who?
Your brother?
No.
No, okay. Do you hear the music?
Oh, no.
It's creepy music.
Oh, okay.
She was supposed to protect him. Hyde was the one who was so sad, who needed to be protected from the world. Jesus. He carried so much weight, she couldn't add anything to it. Oa bit her lip and squeezed him tighter, wishing she could be perfect. There is only human. Perfection is a myth. I'm sorry, Hyde. Don't say that. I'm glad that I can be here for you. You always are. Come here and try to relax. She snuggled against him. Much of her anxiety faded. But what if one day he wasn't there? What if someone took him from her? She would bathe the world in blood, and it would do no good because he would be gone and she would have nothing. Okay. Oa slowly managed to let go of other thoughts and just enjoyed his presence. But it took her a very long time to go to sleep. Oh, jeez. The lecture rolled onwards. Flowing around the edges of Oa's mind, she was absorbing some of the information, but her thoughts were mostly elsewhere. Where were they, Oa?
Better if you don't ask.
On the page in front of her, increasingly, she'd taken a back corner seat so that it would look like she was dutifully taking notes, but in fact she was pouring out her thoughts onto the page of her spiral notebook. Oa paused a moment, looking over what she had written recently. It was chaotic. Chaotic evil, chaotic neutral, chaotic good. What type of chaotic? But a familiar chaos. It doesn't matter what alignment it was. His name, over and over again, is increasingly scratchy letters. wild fragments of thoughts connecting conspiracies, list of women who had gotten too close to him. She wondered what Hyde would think if he read this, and decided it was better not to burden him. Jesus Christ, Oa, calm down! Thinking of him always made her smile, but Oa also stopped to consider Hyde as analytically as she could. Her mind ran over the roll of images she had held of his face, all the smallest changes in his eyes. He was doing better than usual, she realised, though his smile was something melancholy. Hey, your favourite word!
Hey, boy!
It felt appropriate for him, and she didn't see any other signs of depression. There were no shadows in his eyes, and he had been very affectionate last night.
Very.
Yeah, they didn't do it, though. Because, thank you, Aaron, interrupting them with news feed. Just doing my job, you know, keeping you up to date. Left wing, right wing, all bad. Central is how to be. The thought made Oa squirm a little in her seat. Molten lava dripping from her mind all through her body and pooling deep inside her core. She let herself dwell on the shared moment for a long time. Jeez. Pulling herself out of her thoughts, Oa set aside the notebook and returned to her real notes. She didn't need to take many, quickly jotting down the key points to catch up to the speaker. Once she was done, her mind began to wander again. God damn, what a big imagination you got going on, Noah. Oh yeah, the black thing's gone again. It seemed that the event planning had gone through. The local campus activists group had but told what's that say, Oa?
Wait. Wait. What?
Sora! We need you! Where's Sora when you need him? At college. Yeah, what she said. The right places. So now Francesca Kelsey was going to be speaking in town. That was a good thing, theoretically. It would disturb Koitek and it would make Hyde happy. Oa had read some of her articles to try to vet her, and Francesca seems intelligent. Her visit would probably give them nice things to talk about. But she's gonna chop her up with her spoons, or perhaps slice and dice with her chopsticks. She was married to and had been for 6 years. Jeez. Congratulations on her so far. What I would call these days, a long marriage. Since marriages only last, 3 years nowadays?
Yeah, shame.
Everything was fine, so Oa didn't object to them getting a little involved in helping to set up the event. Everything was fine. Is it, Oa? Is it?
You know, when you say it's fine, but it's not really fine.
Oh my god. Oa absent-mindedly realised that she was gripping her pen tightly and stabbing it repeatedly into the side of her notebook, leaving it covered in gouges? Gorgeous. gouges.
I have no problems, I promise.
After class, 𝕎𝕚 headed out and started to walk her usual path before she remembered that things had changed. Frowning slightly, she changed her route to head to the administration building instead. Where you going, 𝕎𝕚? Where she would be meeting with Hyde. Others would be there as well. The music is... The exact purpose of the event was unclear to her. At a minimum, they would gather and receive information about the various activities they would be doing in preparation for their visit and speech. Presumably, after that, they would go to do said activities and she could be alone with him. Oh. Except that he had expressed interest, which was reasonable. Perhaps they would participate. He had noticed her anxiousness, however, and not committed to anything beforehand. There was very considerate of him, but made 𝕎𝕚 vow to do better job of supporting him. Ah, gee. Rub my eyes. Everything's becoming a blur to me. Too much words. Dyslexia is a disease. I swears it. Oh, new environment, but nobody here. As she entered the building, she saw that a crowd of people had gathered. It appeared to be an ordinary enough college group, likely not a concern. Jesus Christ. Though it was more difficult to evaluate threats in a crowd such as this. Just assume everyone's dangerous. She searched through the random people in the way, but it was unable to find Hyde. Realizing that she was going to engage, 𝕎𝕚 refocused on Aaron, who was coming to greet her. That's right, I bring all the bitches to the yard. Oh, jeez. Why they... Copy. 𝕎𝕚. Jeez. What's... Aaron brings all the bitches to the yard. Damn right, the bitches are better than yours.
Well, lucky guy. Yeah.
Aaron and two women. Young, attractive women their age, wearing clothes that were stylish and extremely suggestive. Not physical threats, but potentially.
Potentially.
𝕎𝕚 gave all of them a brittle smile. I would love to see your face, 𝕎𝕚. I imagine it from the first game. Like wide pupils, very blurry, like coloured eyes, with sharp teeth, smiling like you're ready to kill.
That's a look.
Hey 𝕎𝕚, good to see you here. Hello. Hello! We're just getting organised, but there are tons of things we need to do. We already printed a bunch of flyers to put up, but we actually got space on one of the big boards, so we need some people to help design a poster. And we also... Where's Hyde? Jesus, that noise in the background is loud.
Let me see.
Not your fault. You have to go beat up your brother now.
Yeah, hold on.
Where's Hyde? Over in the corner. We're going to organise after that. Thank you! Thank you! Jeez, you didn't have to mute yourself, Owa.
I know, but hey, sorted now.
Owa left them. Though she watched Aaron and the others for a moment longer, Aaron seemed to have noticed she was completely happy. Oh, she wasn't completely happy. Oh, my bad. Which was a problem. Being herself around Hyde had made her sloppy, though Aaron also might be more perceptive than average. She headed through the crowd, searching for Hyde. Part of her knew that the people here were probably decent, given their interest. No, too many of them were just looking for socialization, or a course that made them feel good about themselves, just like real life. There were too many of them to judge, and some could possibly be threats. Okay, at least... Whoa. I saw that. Okay, retreat and monitor this situation. Retreat... What?! Okay, retreat and monitor the situation. Retreat, gather the weapons, and monitor the situation. Oh, whoa! Ask Aaron for more information. Interrogate Aaron for more information. Defend John. Defend John with chopsticks.
Problem.
Ignore others and find John. Ignore targets and find John. Investigate everyone in the room. Eliminate everyone in the room.
Investigate and eliminate are completely two different things. How does that... What? Is she okay? Honey! What the heck?
I don't know what to choose!
I'm concerned.
Defend?
Defend? Ignore others and find John? I don't know.
Ignore targets and find John. At least it doesn't sound too threatening. But that's very interesting. Just over a word. Eliminate everyone in the room. I wonder how that would turn out. I'm sure Hyde would definitely love that. Ignore targets and find Hyde. Defend Hyde with chopsticks. Interrogate Aaron for more information. Don't fucking interrogate me. Retreat, gather weapons, and monitor the situation. Jeez. Can I save? Minimize that.